Oh, hello there. Yes. Well, I thought, in lieu of all of those stories that are all over the news at the moment about the dreadful prevalence of cats in schools, I thought we'd have a look at something that Sarah Vine has written, or more precisely, something I've rewritten for her to make it a bit more pertinent rather than being about a couple of school kids that realistically she'd run a mile from if she came anywhere near. So, let's dive into Not Sarah Vine. There are times when I miss having a functioning government around the place. No minor scandals over bacon sandwiches, no selling gold, no demon eyes. But honestly, the way things are going, who'd want to be a UK citizen? It's an ideological minefield. Advocates of hardline libertarian ideology have infiltrated our establishment. No one, parent or child, is safe from their self-righteous wrath. Our parliament and media, which should be open-minded forums for debate and ideas, have become echo chambers for a narrow band of aggressive, intolerant militants who abuse their authority. This week a recording emerged that illustrates this sinister situation all too clearly. For once, I suppose, we must be grateful for the incursion of mobile phones into the 1922 committee, for without it we would have no record of the incident. It involves an exchange between the Prime Minister and two MPs, both boys. It begins with the MP chastising the opposition. I mean, how gay is that, worrying about the plebs? One MP responds, I think there might be an issue with inflation. Shouldn't we do something dynamic to help people? You can't question our donors' priorities, the PM replies. Where did you get this idea from that there is any other way than interest rates? It's just my opinion, the MP replies. If I can respect their opinion, can't they respect mine? The PM goes on to say it's not an opinion and the only way to stop inflation is to crash the economy. Another MP then chimes in, if you do that you'll have to find a scapegoat like trans people. But that's obviously stupid, he says, only to be told his views are exactly what we'll do if that submarine doesn't resurface. The PM then calls them both wets and adds, if you don't like it, you need to go to a different party, before informing them that he's going to get the whips on them. The first defends himself by saying he was being respectful, but felt compelled to ask his mate, how can you accept a peerage when you're being investigated by the police? Let's be honest, it's not an unreasonable question, and a clever politician would have known how to handle it. Instead, and presumably for want of any ability to rise to the intellectual challenge, this one decided to interpret it as someone in need of a boundary change. It's never been nice to be accused of idiocy, even more so when all you're doing is questioning someone's decision to pretend they're not agents of late-stage capitalism. And yet, throughout it all, the MP's tone is remarkably restrained and polite. If I were the mother of either of them, I'd be proud of them for their good manners, their composure, and for arguing their case so coherently. The PM, on the other hand, is completely out of control, over-emotional, aggressive and intimidating, as he tells them, if you don't like the people's priorities, you need to go to the Labour Party. If his behaviour weren't so sinister, it would be laughably embarrassing. He could not have handled the situation worse, but it won't matter because there will be no consequences. Yes, Sarah Vine, a woman of discernment and judgment. She backed Brexit, then she backs Boris. She married Michael Gove. Enough said.